Good evening and welcome to Evening News on ABS Television. I am Ife Arono. Anambra State Government asks Nigerian Society of Engineers to quickly intervene in the high rate of building collapse in the country. INEC presents certificate of return to 30 members-elect of State House of Assembly. Nigerian students in United States stand at over 16,000, the highest in Africa, and 11 persons killed in car bomb attack in Somalia's Mogadishu. Those were the headlines. Now the detail. As part of efforts to light up the remaining communities in the ongoing Anambra State Light Up project, Governor Willie Obiano has embarked on symbolic switch-on of street lights in Eziogidi, Uragu, Newi at Milikwe Road, as well as the street light running through Professor Chukwuma Soludo's Road in Isuofia, Agwata local government area. The governor was accompanied by some members of the state executive members, assembly members among others, and was received by members of the host communities. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana is our guide.
Members of the communities visited were full of happiness and rolled out their drums in acclamation of the Anambra State Governor. While Newi got additional 30 kilometers of light as lights in 4 different locations were switched on, Isuofia community got 4 kilometers. While expressing commitment to lighting up all communities in the state, the governor acknowledged that the streetlight project would facilitate and improve the economy of the areas, assuring that the state government will not relent on its vision of providing basic amenities for the Anambra.
I'm really very delighted to be here. We've done over 100 kilometers in the 3 senatorial districts. We've touched, apart from 2 local governments, we've touched all the local governments. We are still working on the 2 local governments because of the flood. And we're trying to do something special there to raise the base so that the future floods will not pull what we are doing down. And keep faith with Tapga. We will not disappoint you. We haven't disappointed you. Is still going well. Many more, and you are true to your project ability. We are on 3rd phase.
While explaining that major streets of Newi are well lit up, the Commissioner for Power and Domestic Water Development, Mr. Obiwankwo, explained that it is the aspiration of the governor to ensure that all major streets in the state are lit up, and stressed that the governor is doing his best to touch all aspects of development in the state. Commissioner Wankwo noted that the street light project is at the 3rd phase of the 100 kilometers.
Here today to switch on the street lights. To me, is as usual, because His Excellency has put on street lights in almost all the local governments in this state.
Action, Governor.
Here on the 3rd phase of the 100 kilometers of the street lights. We have done the first 100 kilometers, done the second 100 kilometers, and we're on the 3rd phase of the 100 kilometers.
Professor Charles Soludo commended the Light Up Anambra project, adding that it has improved the economy such that income is now generated all day round. From Isuofia, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The Anambra State Government has charged the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSC, to intervene and put an end to incessant building collapses in the country. The state deputy governor, Dr. Nkemo Keke, made the charge when a team from the Nigeria Society of Engineers, Anambra State Chapter, paid him a courtesy visit in his office at the Government House, Oka. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo filed the story taken from our studio.
Deputy Governor Okeke, who restated the commitment of the Obiano-led administration towards consolidating on its achievements for Anambra in the first tenure, assured that the government would not terminate its relationship with organizations and private bodies that mean well for the state.
I like your humility. I mean, the way he approaches me, the way he talks to me, it gives you a sense of happiness and good people. And I thank God for the administration and what you were able to achieve. The secured land for the construction of the engineering office. You see a go-getter, somebody who is really interested in performing, who wants to excel in his work. And I like that in people. I like people that strive.
Speaking earlier, the newly elected Oka branch chairman of the association, Engineer Martin Agbeli, who is also the state fire service chief, appreciated the state government for its support so far to the association and promised that the group would continue to wage war against quackery in the building industry as a way of putting to an end the issue of building collapse.
The predecessor has already done well, he's done a lot of things. But when you talk about leadership, it's all about continuity. And when you talk about continuity, it's not just continue from wherever. If there's anything the outgoing has done, where he has done well, you can continue from there and do. And also to make sure that you do something that is different from whatever he has done.
It will be recalled that the Deputy Governor was last week adopted as a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers at Abuja by the national body of the association.
Moving on, 30 members elect into the various constituencies of the State Assembly have received their certificates of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The event took place at the INEC headquarters in Awka. Correspondent Ngozi Obileri covered the event and now reports.
The INEC National Commissioner for Anambra, Enugu and Benue States, Mr. Festus Okoye, while speaking at the event, called on House of Assembly members-elect of 30 constituencies of the state to ensure they enact laws that promote better living for their constituents and the state at large. While congratulating the members-elect for coming out victorious at the March 9 State Assembly election, Mr. Okoye said the only way they can reciprocate the honor bestowed on them is to work hard to make life meaningful for the Anambra. He frowned at some politicians and political parties who endangered lives of some INEC ad hoc staff, all because they want to win by all means, saying that the Commission plans to approach National Assembly to enact laws that would prohibit such acts in the future, saying that it has degenerated into losing competent hands that should be working for the Commission.
The Commission is planning to carry out this task without my authority. The Nigerian people are aware of the circumstances and the issue that led to the present impasse in the state. And we are planning to reverse it, and we are confident that we will succeed.
Presenting the certificates, the Anambra State President Electoral Commissioner Dr. Nkwachukwu charged elected members to increase the value of votes by living up to their campaign promises.
And for me, this certificate is embedded the mandate that we have been doing. This certificate is a symbol of the mandate that the people gave to do on the 9th of March.
The event climaxed with presentation of certificates of return to the members-elect from the INEC State Headquarters in Awka. I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
And now to education. Federal College of Education Technical Umunze recently held her joint matriculation ceremony for students of NCE Degree and Professional Diploma in Education PDE. The ceremony, which took place at the College Convocation Arena in Umunze, attracted people from the academia, professional bodies, parents and guardians. Education correspondent Theophilos Ukoha now completes the story.
Delivering an address, the Provost, College of Education Technical Umunze, Dr. Tesi Okoli, said the college will continue to provide the required facilities and resources for academic excellence to thrive. While congratulating the matriculating students, Dr. Okoli reminded the students of the institution's policy on zero tolerance to cultism, sorting, and any form of indecent harassment of students, as the college will not lower standards as regards sanity and peaceful environment for learning. She thanked Governor Willie Obiano for providing conducive atmosphere for education to thrive in the state.
But remember that the choice you make today will surely determine your fate tomorrow. Invest your useful energy to productive ventures that will add value to your life. Your journey to greatness has started. Your time starts now. May God grant you wisdom to make the right choices and the courage to stand up for right reasons.
A remark, the Executive Secretary, National Commission for Colleges of Education, NCCE, Professor Ali Mohammed, represented by Director of Fiscal Planning, Dr. Jonathan Atubie, assured the students that admission into the college is a step towards being self-reliant on graduation, while urging those on technical education to scale up their studies to widen their opportunities. Also speaking, the Vice-Chancellor Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Professor Joseph Ahaneku, represented by Professor Nkechi Esomonu, reminded the matriculating students that tertiary institutions are not cities of pleasure, as erroneously believed by some students. Rather, they should work hard and focus on their studies.
I want to congratulate again the students and the parents, and also thank the management of Federal College of Education Technical, particularly with the chairman present here, for the good works they have been doing.
The matriculating students later took their matriculation vow after being formally admitted into the college.
My country, and humanity diligently, so help me God. A round of applause for yourself.
From Umunze, Theophilus Okoha reporting for ABS News.
Well, about 2 people are feared dead and others injured in a fatal head-on collision between a trailer loaded with fuel and a coaster bus at Immigration Junction, Aguoka. Chidimai Kanyon filed the report.
According to an eyewitness, the accident occurred early in the morning, involving a commercial bus which is said to have left Enugu and collided with the tanker. The commercial bus has about 10 passengers and other loads before the crash. At the scene of the accident, the ABS team saw that the tanker was fully loaded with fuel, but men of the Nigerian Fire Service, Federal Road Safety Corps, security agencies including the Nigerian Police Force, Nigerian Civil Defense Corps, Anambra State Emergency Management Agency and others were seen on ground salvaging the situation. Another eyewitness, who is also a resident of the area, acted Ken Okoye, lamented over the ugly incident, pleading with the government to, as a matter of urgency, finish up the road construction in order to avert such road crashes. On visit to the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Teaching Hospital, Ama-Akwuoka, where the injured victims were taken, the management refused to grant the ABS access to see the victims of the accident and know the extent of their injuries. In their separate reactions, the Commissioner of Police, CP Rabu Ladodo, Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, Anambra State, Mr. Ayodele Kumapai, advised drivers to be vigilant and apply caution when plying the road.
There were 10 passengers in the commercial vehicle. One died at spot. I think you have seen how we rescued the dead body. It was trapped in between the commercial vehicle and the tanker. Then the 9 taken to hospital, later 1 died. So out of 10, it means 2 died and 8 survived to now. And I want to use this opportunity to sincerely thank all the stakeholders.
Drivers must be very cautious while plying the road. They must obey traffic rules and regulations. They must ensure that their vehicles are in good order. If you look at the rate of crashes involving articulated vehicles in the state, it is on the increase. And you find that most of those vehicles are on transit.
They also appreciated the state government for equipping them with necessary equipment that enables them discharge their duties.
One of the victims was just rescued now, and other security agencies are also on ground, making sure that they salvage the situation. In Oka, I am Chidima Ikanyo, reporting for ABS News.
Sad news there. And still to come after the break, Nigerian students in the United States stands at over 16,000, the highest in Africa, and 11 persons killed in car bomb attack in Somalia's Mogadishu. We'll take a quick break. Stay with us.
Here is a public service announcement. Anambra State government cancels collection of levies and fees in all markets in Anambra State. This is to inform the public that Anambra State government has cancelled the collection of all forms of levies and fees in markets and streets in Anambra State. The cancellation will be in effect until 1st June 2019. The 3-month cancellation period is to enable government and leadership of the various markets to deliberate and agree on a better and more effective model of collecting fees and levies in the markets. The public is hereby also reminded that the ban on sales of emblem is still in force. Anybody caught violating this cancellation and ban on sales of emblem will be arrested and prosecuted. This is for the attention of market unions and their leadership, traders, security agencies, and the public. Announcer, Mr. C. Don Adenoba, Honorable Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment.
Welcome back to the evening news on ABS Television. Moving on, the Deputy Director, Students and Exchange Visitor Program, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Rachel Kanti, has said that Nigeria has ranked top with the highest number of students from Africa studying in the United States. Speaking at the Foreign Press Center International Reporting Tour, U.S. Community Colleges and Workforce Development Program in Washington, D.C., Kanti said Nigeria has 16,039 students in the U.S. The tour was organized by the Foreign Press Center, Bureau of Public Affairs, U.S. Department of State, to provide foreign journalists with information on opportunity available to foreign students in community colleges in the U.S. Nigeria has continued to retain its top-ranking position as the #1 source of African students studying in the U.S., with over 16,000 students as at March pursuing their educational goals. While the Anambra State government has congratulated Air Peace Airlines on the acquisition of a brand new Boeing 777 aircraft for its international operations, the aircraft is the third brand new Boeing 777 which the carrier has procured in the last 1 year, preparatory to its flight into key cities in Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa. In a statement signed on behalf of the Anambra State government, the State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. C. Don Adenoba, quoted Governor Willie Obiano as describing Air Peace as Nigeria's fastest growing and most ambitious airline in history. The state government also commended Air Peace for its professionalism, citing its integrity as regards takeoff and landing time, and the way it treats its passengers both on the ground and in the air. The Anambra State government reiterated its call on the federal government to make the airline the country's aviation flag carrier, like British Airways, which is the United Kingdom's flag carrier. And in foreign news now, a car bomb exploded near a hotel and restaurant in the Somalia capital today, killing at least 11 people. The afternoon explosion on a busy road in Mogadishu sent a huge cloud of smoke into the sky and destroyed 2 restaurants and cars parked in the area. Witnesses reported seeing bodies strewn on the ground as plumes of smoke rose high into the air. Rescue service said no one immediately claimed responsibility for the bombing. Mogadishu is regularly targeted by the Al-Qaeda-affiliated Al-Shabaab fighters who have been battling for over a decade to topple the government. The attack took place on the busy Makkah Al-Mukarramah Road, one of the main highways through the seaside capital, an area busy with businesses and travelers. And Manchester United has appointed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as the club's permanent manager on a 3-year contract following a highly successful caretaker spell in charge. The Norwegian inspired a revival of United's fortunes since taking over from the sacked Jose Mourinho in December, winning 14 of his 19 games and leading the Red Devils to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Solskjaer, who scored 126 goals and 366 appearances for United, was already a hero to fans as the man who scored the stoppage time winner in the 1999 Champions League final to complete the treble. United's Executive Vice Chairman Ed Woodward said that more than just performances and results, Ole brings us a wealth of experiences both as a player and a coach, coupled with a desire to give young players their chance and a deep understanding of the culture of the club. Well, that's evening news on ABS at this time. Thanks for watching, but don't forget that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com. Do like us at www.facebook.com/absradiotelevision and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And now the main points. Again, Anambra State government has asked Nigerian Society of Engineers to quickly intervene in high rate of building collapse in the country. INEC has presented certificates of return to 30 members-elect of State House of Assembly. Nigerian students in the United States stands at over 16,000, the highest in Africa. 11 persons have been killed in car bomb attack in Somalia's Mogadishu. And that's the news at this time. Thanks for watching. I am Ife Arono. Good night.